Hi friends, this is Naren R from Naren System Talk. Today I am very pleased to talk to you, or after a long time discuss with you Bhagavad Gita's second series, the remaining part and the conclusion also. So I would like to present what are my thoughts along with the chapters, a few selected verses as I did previously, and this would be informative to you and for people who are younger who doesn't have the uh, cognizance of spiritual world. This would be very fruitful for them and enlightening, I hope. So let us begin with this. I want to, after a long gap, I want to continue with Bhagavad Gita. So, Sarvam Krishna Arpanastu Narayana. So, I want to say that it is a privilege for me to analyze this great song, Bhagavad Gita, divine song. So, previously we have explained, I have analyzed, I have talked about various introduction part where I gave Arjuna Vishada to introduction of array of armies in Kurukshetra, to Jnana Yoga, to Dhyana Yoga, Sankhya, Yoga of analysis. So after all this, then we are coming to Dhyana Yoga here. I want to reiterate, Krishna lays out clear rules for Dhyana Yoga, like withdrawing of limbs by tortoise. Yogi should withdraw all these senses from external kind of dualities, pleasure, pain, and everything of action, not being a part of the worldly material action, but doing action in a way which is prescribed by Lord Krishna, which is to perform the Karma Yoga through the deed which is not result oriented, without result, only for the sake of good. Humanity or humans need to work for the benefit of all the world, not for self alone. So this seems to be idealistic in today's world, but this is what is being preached or is being said to Arjuna. So yogi's posture should be straight. He should have straight, and he should have a meditation should be performed in very early stages of the day, and having the concentration in Agnya Chakra in between the eyebrow, and thinking of only one object of Om or any divine object. One needs to progress towards meditation. He should sit in grass. All this is laid out. Neither how is during the meditation, how a yogi should be there. He should neither oversleep or sleep less. It should be in moderation. Everything should be in moderation, including food. So this is what Lord Krishna has said. So after that, it goes on, carries on to next chapter, where he discusses about Jnana Vijnana Yoga, or chapter 7. In that he says how it is very difficult. Krishna lays out practically how it is very difficult to attain the ultimate supreme being. This is not to discourage anybody, or this is not to discourage Arjuna or any human being, but it is generally the reality, a practical reality set by the Lord himself, that Manushyena Sahasreshu Kaschid Yashyati Siddhyate. That means among thousands of men, very few realize. Among them, only few succeed in knowing my Supreme Self. This is what Lord Krishna himself says. That is because already I had mentioned all the beings are created in the material world are having the sense objects, and the sixth object, which is mind, is also inward, and he has six senses. The realization happens within. When the external senses are pointed towards the external material objects, they hardly tend to get attracted to inner by what you say naturally, as you get to tend to attracted, say, by food or women. So this does not happen in case of ultimate supreme. It happens in case of inquisitiveness or being devotionate. This is what is said in Gita. These are the ways people get idea or mind to get inward looking. So ancient rishis thought about this. They thought self-thought, and they saw it through revelations, through inside the mind. They practiced yoga, the equanimity. Then they sought to a conclusion how to see or how to realize the ultimate supreme being, which cannot be which can only be experienced, which cannot be seen through physical eyes or through any means which is physical. So you can, inner bliss comes through inner vision, through practice of intense devotion, or through meditation of the imperishable supreme being through impersonal way. Either way, Gita lays out this form, and it lays out the basic ways of meditation rule as in previous chapter which I mentioned. So these are the way. In this Jnana Vijnana Yoga, he says that Sahasreshu Manavasyanam Sahasreshu Kashchid Yasyati Siddhayati. So in verse 9 again he says, what are the things which are under which these creatures live and get attracted? There are eight he says, which is Bhumir, Apo, Nalo, Vayur, Ham, Mano, Buddhireva, Ahankarasya, Ithiyam. So I am cutting the mantra short because it goes on. So I want to explain in English. So here I want to say the meaning that earth, water, fire, false ego, intelligence, and other elements, which are 8 in nature, constitute all the living beings, material Brahma, through which the self is deluded, thinking that I am the doer, but it is not. He explains this. That is, Lord Krishna explains this in future. All his discourse in this Bhagavad Gita. He repeats other nature which is superior, which he says in verse 4 after this. Other nature which is superior, which is unmanifested, through which this manifested universe is held together and it is working. And it springs forth and goes back. So this is the nature of existence. It is not temporary. Only thing is temporary and permanent is change. Change itself. That is what is an English or dharmic or any theistic generally theory. Even as I said in my previous episodes, even some of the Christian and Islamic scholars have propagated that. So this unmanifested is Swiss as a Swiss astrophysicist Fritz Zwicky, California Institute of Technology in 1933, as dark matter. Initially Hum, where he mentions that is Bhumir, Apo, Nalo, Vayur, Hum. This is the fourth verse. The Hum means the space. Space is included as an element which is rejected or not included in science, so to say diplomatically. So this is what is included. Later the dark matter, which is the Hum, or in Ishopanishad, it is mentioned in a different way. The Hum, that part is a dark matter, which is coined by this astrophysicist named Fritz. So in 1933. After that there was various experiments with stars, masses, energy and other things, and they coined this dark matter. Through this dark matter which is constituting more than 80% of the universe, which is unmanifest, through which you can see some part of the manifested universe. So 99 point, it is said somewhere they say 99% also. So it depends. We need a deep physical study, which I think takes many years of effort to come to a conclusion. But in Gita it is already mentioned that from unmanifested, in science also Big Bang theory mentions that from stillness there was a Big Bang. So there are many other Samkhya theories, many Vaisheshika and other theories which propagates this, how the unmanifested to manifestation happens. So that is what Lord Krishna says. One of the inspirations is Bhagavad Gita, which has propagated that avyaktani vyaktyasya. From avyakta means unmanifested, manifestation happens. That unmanifested nature is myself, and manifestation is just my yoga maya or my small potency or creation, which is coming out again and again through me as if I am breathing. So that is what he says. Lord, blessed Lord says. So through this we can understand what is the science of realization says, how realization happens. So after going beyond all these elements, when the person looks with non-violence, with complete detachment, solitude in oneness in oneself, content, nitya tripto, ever content, then these are the virtues with which you can know what is the real nature of unmanifest supreme being, from which you are manifest, which ahankara, that is you are the doer, is there in your manas or buddhi. From that you can come out. Not come out in a sense, not by knowledge, but consciously you can come out. In real conscious you can come out. Then next chapter, in 8th chapter, which is Taraka Brahma, the Supreme Brahman, the nature of Supreme Yoga, where Arjuna asks, what is self? What is Brahman? Again he asks, what is karma and then material manifestation? What is Brahman? So Krishna explains in second verse there in Taraka Brahma Yoga that material manifestation is temporary, it is transient in nature, coming and going. What is Atma is the real self in theistic school of thoughts and Vedanta school, and also in Christianity. Soul and Islam, and soul is an entity, permanent entity. So permanent entity of human being or creature, any creature. In case of Vedanta, it is there in all creatures. So that is sustaining all the creatures. That is the knower. In future chapter there is Kshetra and Kshetrajna. What is Kshetra? Kshetra means field. Body is a field. Kshetrajna means one who is Agnya. Agnya means knowledge, knowledgeable of Kshetra. Lord Krishna says, I am the knower of all Kshetras, all the body, all the material bodies. And each body is individual unit, but it is diluted in that way, but it is all the same. That is what is said in Bhagavad Gita by Blessed Lord. So the Blessed Lord says here, Arjuna asks, what is self? Brahman is imperishable. Soul is the individual unit of that imperishable being. Karma is the creation to duration of life and death. That which causes creation, duration and life is karma. And death, then subsequently death is karma. So this is the karma part. This is the imperishable part. That is what Blessed Lord gives the answer. This is the supreme yoga, supreme secret of your yoga. Lord Krishna explains in chapter 9 of Raja Yoga that he is the controller, he is the father, he is the progenitor, he is the first of all, he is the, through his mind came Sapta Rishis, 7 Rishis and 4 Manus and 4 Kumaras and a Manu. And through all this he says, I am the nature. Beyond this, there is the nature which I am the source of all being. Know this as the Raja Yoga, Supreme Yoga. So I pervade controllers, and everything rests upon me, but I do not rest on anything. I do not need any support of anything, but I support every being through my actions. Verse 28, anybody who is devotionate, uh, anybody who is very devotionate to me, I accept them anything with their full heart of joy, with their unrelenting devotion. That is what he says. Lord Krishna says. So here Krishna says out in verse 28 that Palam Pushpam Toyam, that is with very what do you call devotionate heart. In verse 28 he says Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati, means those who offer me flower, water, or anything simple, fruit, with all their hearts, with devotion, unflinching devotion, not devotion for sake of gaining something. That is selfish worship. Pure devotion, such person I accept anything from him with all my dearness to him. That is what he says in the Raja Yoga. Know this as Supreme Yoga. Hear from me. Lord Krishna says that all the rishis know me as the Supreme Being, or I am Brahman is a subordinate to me. I am even beyond that, unfathomable, not known by Vedas, not known by austerities, not known by anything. I am the secret of all the things. So know me, through which you cannot know me even through Vedas, even through anything, penance, but through pure devotion, fixing only on me, you can attain me. That is what Lord Krishna gives Arjuna the answer for Raja Yoga. So all the 3-4 yoga Vedas, just by sacrifice or yajna, one cannot know me. Even after pleasing demigods, some people go there, and when their credit ends, they fall into the material plane. But on knowing me, there is no. That is Lord Krishna saying. So after all this, he says that he says that we will. So he explains further his splendors. I am. He is all-encompassing, father of all the seed of all the beings, father of all, father, mother, beginning, everything. He describes his Yogamaya, through which every part of cells to Yatha Pindandam Tata Brahmandam. From Pindanda to Brahmanda, everything comes forth. So that is what he says. And his splendor is that he encompasses all the living beings. Deluded through ego, these living beings come forth again and again. Few of them come realizes within their sixth sense through fixed devotion and fixed jnana on impersonal reality of Brahman, they reach me. That is what Lord Krishna says. The nature of Brahman itself. What are the difficulties or obstacles to attain him, or how you can attain him? These are the points he points out. And what are the methods? What are the 3 modes of nature? That is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. How to encompass all this? What is Sattva? What is Rajas? And what is Tamas? Tamas is the utmost heinous crime. I mean, dark-minded people who worship ghosts or who think bad of others. Rajas is out of passion, you do for the reaping benefit. Sattva is for pure goodness of others without any selfless motive. There is selfless motive in Sattva. These 3 gunas are there. Even beyond these 3 gunas, A person who is still colorless in his mind, doesn't have any gunas, beyond goes all beyond the gunas. He is said to be in perfect yoga. That is what Krishna says to Arjuna. Vishwarupa Darshana is chapter 11. In Vishwarupa Darshana, you can see Arjuna asking, these are the virtues of you. I have realized that you are the Lord of all beings. You are the Brahman. You are the center, right, left, everything. There is no corner. You are boundless. You are the father of all the beings. You are the seed of all the things. You are unmanifested. And you are Narada. You are the Asita. You are Devala, as you said. You are the Rudras. Of Rudra, you are the Shiva. You are the Vasus. You are the demons. You are everything. Everything means everything, totality in existence and beyond. So let me have a glimpse of your supreme power through your form. So that is what Lord Krishna, I want to see my form. He says in verse 5, Pashyame Partha Rupani Satashota Pratishtaha Nana Vidani Rupani Nana Varna Kriti Cha. Means, he says, look at me, my divine form. Behold my divine form. Pashyame Partha Rupani Satashota Sahasratada Nana Vidani Divyani Nana Varna Kriti Cha. Means, behold my form, which is filled with divine, various colors, various forms, various attires, fragrance. You just behold my divine form. For that, again he says in verse 8, in verse 8, again Krishna says, Natu mam shakyate dushpam anenaiva chakshusha divyam dadami me chakshuhu pashyame yogam aishwaryam. Means, I will bestow you divine vision. You cannot see my real form or my real self through the human eye, naked eye. Through divine vision, I will bestow you. So after Krishna shows his form, Sannisuryasya sahasrasya bhaved yugapratishtataha yadi saha sya bhasyatasya mahatmanaha. Million suns or more blaze under one sky. Such is the light and power of that Mahatma. That is what Sanjaya, who is narrating this whole episode to Dhritarashtra, the blind king, on the battlefield. He sees that with his hair standing, and he is just explaining this to the king, that if there is 1,000 suns or more, countless suns blazing under one sky, such is the power, you can imagine, of the Mahatma, the glory and the light which we cannot even see. So he is comparing that. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Yugapadityata Yadi Sa Sadusha Sa Bhashastasya Mahatmanaha. Like that. That is verse 12. You can see that. So that is the explanation of Sanjaya. So after seeing this, Arjuna is trembling and he is confused, and he just says, you are the father, you are the mother. I salute from front, behind, back, everywhere. I see all the devas, Narada, Asita, Munis, Rudra, Yakshas, Gandharvas going out to your mind. You are crushing to your horrible, terrible teeth all the enemies. You are wiping out entire existence. I can see everything. He is seeing actually everything in 4D or 3D or beyond, past, present and future running simultaneously. And having seen this form, I am very much terrified. Oh Madhava, come to your Narayana form or your normal form, human form. This I cannot even comprehend. I don't know who you are. Who are you? He asked. This is where Arjuna asks, who are you that I am very terrified? You appeared so unfathomable. Not I cannot even comprehend that human beings cannot comprehend. My hair stands straight in my body, and I am standing like being struck with a lightning. I cannot even move. I am trembling. Who are you? He asked that time, world destroying time, which will wipe out. Kalos me. So that line comes here. So Krishna says, I am the world destroying time. I'll destroy everything in existence during the course of time. Even the warriors which are opposite to you are like a needle like arrayed army is nothing. I'll destroy them anyway because I am the time. So without ego that I am fighting, do arise and awake. That is verse 32. Arjuna asks. So Krishna says that I am time. In verse 32, I am time destroying everything. This is said as a reference after the atomic bomb in Manhattan Project. You can remember. This is the verse by Robert J. Oppenheimer when first testing happened.
We knew the world would not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. I suppose we all thought that one way or another.
Of Brahman and his glories, vast glories which cannot be said, and it is repeated again. So I am not wanting to repeat those things. So Krishna, then after this Vishwarupa Darshana, Krishna assumes a normal form. Trembling Arjuna then falls under his feet and says, whatever I had done, good or bad, as a friend, just forgive me. As a friend, I would have told something jokingly or in a manner which is not very conducive. Or forgive me for anything I have done. So I will bow unto you. I will always venerate you. Or you are the ultimate being to be venerated. So just forgive me, O Father, O Great One, O Mother, Brother, whatever you can call. So that he just falls down. So when Krishna says you rise and you fight, you are not the doer. I am already killed. I am the time, world destroying time. So that is said by Lord Krishna in Vishwarupa Darshana. So next Krishna then explains in chapter 12 of Bhakti Yoga. So Arjuna asks, what is important in Bhakti? What is important? Whether there is meditating in impersonal or through glorification of your personal glories. What is better? So Krishna says that through personal glorification or personal, it is easier, and it is those who are very dear to me come to me very quickly. And but the other one is also very that is impersonal dhyana marga, is what he says, jnanis. They also come to me. But this is the easier way, more dearer to me. This way of bhakti is more easier and more in tune with me. So I receive them with pure heart. So that is what he says in chapter 13. So I shall explain the object subordinate to me. So which engulfs that Brahman, That Brahman, if anybody is meditating, for them also I come. But one who is full praise of me, and also with full of heart, with no uh, expectation in return, for pure devotion, such devotee, I always reach them quickly. They are dearer to me. That is what Lord Krishna says in Bhakti Yoga. So, after this, you can, there are many explanations of, as I told, Kshetra Kshetrajna, in chapter Prakriti and Purusha also is mentioned. What is Prakriti, what is Purusha? This comes in Shvetastvara Upanishad also. The doer, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sahaya Anashnananyo. So this mantra is coming, the doer and the field and the observer. The field is body. So the Krishna says that I am the field and I am the knower of all the fields. Each individual unit of soul thinks as it is individual, but it is just a fragment of me. Knower of all these fragments of gross and also scattered self as individual, Maya binds it. But I know everything. I am the knower of both Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Kshetra is body. The field of Kshetra is consciousness or Atman, the individual unit. Knower of both is Lord. Knower of these things, those who realize this, never fails to attain me. That is what Lord Krishna says about Kshetra and Kshetrajna. So that is Arjuna. Arjuna asks this: what is Kshetra? What is? I wish to know about what is Purusha and what is Prakriti. So the Krishna explains that as I am the Purusha, I am the Prakriti, I am gross element as well as subtle, I am unmanifested as well as manifest. The knower of Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Kshetra is the body, self, the physical gross, and Kshetrajna is beyond, unmanifested. And each individual think as an individual unit. They tend to forget that they are part of the whole existence. But consciously, if you get it through breaking the passion modes of three gunas, that is Rajas, Tamas and Sattvika, that is where you go beyond and fixate your mind, as told in previous chapter. You can think yourself as a part of whole existence, not as an individual unit, which is Kshetra. That is Kshetra and Kshetrajna as it goes. So further, Lord Krishna explains about yoga of Kshetra and Kshetrajna and various other concepts also. Finally, the Shraddha Gunatraya also comes. As I told previously, these three gunas, there is a separate chapter dealing with three gunas, offering food in three ways. Which are the foods that are offered? The food which is very good in nature, vital for energy, this is sattva. He also classifies food also. The food which is of some nature of fatty or some nature of not so healthy, but only in the taste mode, that is rajas. The food which is pungent, tasteless, unhealthy, worst, that is offered by the people of tamas. So these three foods enact in your mind in a different way. Those who consume them. So there are three types of people also in this nature. Rajas people, they are very passionate and reap rewards. Sattvika, they go beyond only for service oriented and think of benefit of world at large. Tamas is the lowest level of people. In Shraddha also, Shraddhatraya also, those who are very faithful, as in faith with these three guna, he is comparing, mixing it with faith. Those who are faithful through Sattvika, they have no end game in their They don't break the rule of Veda. That is what Krishna says. Those who are passionate of Rajas, their faith is of reward. They pray to demigods in case of rewards and other things. And Tamas, they do not do anything. They are utter in a bad nature. They don't have Shraddha. So these are the three types of Shraddha that Lord Krishna explains. So when you come to the last one is moksha or moksha yoga or perfection, yoga of perfection. Arjuna asks, what is better? Whether renunciation, what is the difference between renunciation and detachment? So renunciation is Lord Krishna gives the answer in verse 1 of Moksha Yoga, 18th chapter. Lord Krishna gives the answer for a question which Arjuna asks, what is the difference between renunciation, sannyasi, and detachment, tyagi? Sannyasis actually renounce their activities for no benefit, for gaining nothing, only for moksha. Tyagis renounce every activities. That is the difference. So through intelligent, the sannyasi means renunciation of all activities and perform not performed for personal benefit, whereas tyagis perform nothing at all. They just detach themselves from all the activities. So he says there are three kinds of such renunciation, which is sacrifice, charity, and austerity. One in these three also there are three types of people doing charity, austerity, and sacrifice. One for the sake of self, one for the sake of selfless, one for the sake of self, one for some other bad evil deed. Again, it fits into sattva, rajas, and tamas kind of category. So this is one of the things way of looking at vision given by Lord Krishna in chapter 18. So by this one attains, but some scholar, which Lord Krishna says that through austerity and some scholar says complete detachment of all service is necessary. Others says that renunciation includes all these austerities and other activities also. They don't completely detach, but they just do renunciation. But they perform certain activities for the sake of it. There are scholars of different opinion, but my conclusion is that some austerities and something is required for the benefit of entire world, which humans can undertake with selfless action. That I can conclude is best. That is what Lord Krishna says in 18th chapter of Moksha Yoga, of perfection yoga, yoga of perfection. So by this there are many things which we can discuss in this. So verse 36 in chapter 18, finally he says, after doing all these things, penance, after performing different kind of dharma, what is that you can do? He also prescribes one's own dharma. Doing one's own dharma is better than, in verse 32, he says, than doing others' dharma perfectly. Do your prescribed dharma without the fruit of action. So later he says in verse 36, Sarva dharman parityajyam mamekam sharanam raja ahantvaya sarva papebhyo mokshayishami masuja. So he says you just surrender all kind of dharmas and just take refuge in me. I will deliver you of all your sins and karmas. This is my conviction. That is what Lord Krishna says. So for this 73, Arjuna says, Nashto moha smritir labda tet prakashan mayachuta stitosmi sandeha karishye vachanam mama. Means, I have now all my darkness is dispelled by this discourse of you. So I will do my duty without ego and with steadfastness. I will do my duty. So this is the end of the Bhagavad Gita, which comes. Then Sanjaya, and there is an ending that Yatra Krishna Yogeshwara Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara Tatra Shri Vijay Shri Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Again I will tell you. Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara Tatra Shri Vijay Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Where there is Yogeshwara, the Lord of Yogas, Krishna, there is wielder of both, Arjuna. There is victory and all the goodness which follows. So those who read Bhagavad Gita are beneficiary of the part of Vedanta, the Upanishad, as a dialogue between the Divine Lord and human himself. So this will give the ultimate knowledge and guidance to the seeker. The seeker is one who is wanting to seek the ultimate knowledge, not the one, as Lord Krishna says, some people are deluded in the world, thinking that male and female union itself is the creation of the world. They don't know, these fools, actually, I am telling his words, I am quoting his words, thinks they are deluded in their utter nonsense of thinking of limitations of the world. So it goes beyond that. So that is what is Bhagavad Gita propagating. The point is the method of renunciation. What is renunciation? Which is better? Which is whether to personal glorification of God or impersonal way of reaching? What is Kshetra? What is the consciousness? What is the body of consciousness? How to go beyond that? And what is unmanifested thing? Then he says that unmanifested thing is natad bhasyate suryo nasasanko napavaka yadgatva nirvatante taddhamam paramam mama. So my abode is that of unmanifest, not like Brahman, which comes and goes. So there is a permanent nature which you need to ascribe to. That is what is the discourse, the purpose of discourse between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, to clarify his doubts in the battlefield, where he gets all kind of spiritual doubts of self, of soul, nature of soul, and nature of samadhi. How one can, in Dhyana Yoga he lays out the rules. Then in Bhakti Yoga he says Bhakti can be even greater than the Dhyana itself. It is more easier and more reaching, far reaching to me. It's not that all other path is bad. Only thing is, this is more easier and more reachable, more connected to God himself. And he also says there are 4 type of worshipper to me. One who worships in distress, one who worships for wealth, one who worships for a sake of realization, one for pure devotion. Of this, pure devotee is highest. That is his conclusion. Liberation, you have some goal, but pure devotee doesn't even have a goal. His entire goal is not even liberation, but the Lord himself, personal glorification of Lord. So he's not, but again he stresses all 4 are virtues in their own way. But this is the one of the highest standards. If you kind of juxtapose or mix with Jnana Yoga with Bhakti, that is one of the highest ways of attaining the knowing the self or Supreme Brahman or Supreme Personality. So that is what is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is Vedanta. Janmadyasya ida. And there is another saying which goes that Brahma Jignasa means knowledge or knowing of Brahma or inquisitiveness of knowing the Brahma is of greater importance for man because he has the thinking capacity. So the Brahma Jnana Jignase Paramo Dharmaha Manushyena sa Paramo Dharmaha means human's highest dharma, one of the highest dharmas or one of the highest kriyas is that inquisitiveness of Paramartha or the Supreme Personality or of knowing the Brahma is of greater importance for man because he has the thinking capacity. So the Brahmajnana Jignase Paramo Dharmaha Manushyena sa Paramo Dharmaha means human's highest dharma, one of the highest dharmas or one of the highest kriyas is that inquisitiveness of Paramartha or the Supreme Personality or in Tamil Parampurul or Paramatma. So this is a sacred knowledge, and this is the laid out. I have only talked about very briefly of each chapter here so that we need not take much time. Elderly people, I want their blessings, and any course correction is also needed. Yes, everybody is here to learn constantly. We are in a learning process. The learning process is always in work in process until death. In conclusion, I want to share a few insightful moments from this. Chapter 15, verse 1, Lord Krishna talks about Ashwatha tree. Generally, he talks about Ashwatha in many places, and you find it in Katha Upanishad, chapter 2 also, where Lord Krishna says, Urdham Olam Atashakam Ashwatam Pradurabhyajam Chandansi Yasya Parnani Yasyam Veta Savetavit, which means that the Ashwatha or banyan tree is mentioned in sacred Vedas, which is upside down, where the roots are pointed towards the heaven, Brahman, and the branches are down. With your knowledge given in Gita and other spiritual book and through Guru, you cut the branches, root of ignorance. That is the analogy that Krishna gives. So material world is exactly opposite to the spiritual reality. That is what Lord Krishna means here. And again he gives two references to Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. Uttarayana means sun movements to northern part. Most of the people who are religious also knows this. Krishna says that Uttarayana, when a yogi or a person leaves his soul, he tends to attain. It signifies light and it signifies knowledge and wisdom. And at that time, when a person leaves the body, he attains supreme. And Dakshinayana, when the moon is on dark side and southern movement towards sun, that time there is a chance of rebirth. This is again symbolism where when you do a spiritual deed, through your spiritual deed, you are supposed to get ultimate bliss or reality. When you tend to heavily rely on ritualistic or religious kind of practice as the end result, only end result, I'm telling, it may be a means, but it cannot be the end result. Again, the Lord Krishna emphasizes knowledge and bhakti over the rituals in all the part of Gita and in all Upanishad also. As I said, karma in the beginning of previous series of Bhagavad Gita, Karma Kanda focuses solely on a temporary welfare of human beings to achieve material success, which is needed. But at the same time, you have to look at the ultimate reality, where you have to know you are a transient in being. Your nature is transient, and you need to know that reality, and then only you are conscious about your everyday passing of life and withering away of the body. The nature of existence itself is a temporary in nature. So you need to ascribe to the path of ultimate reality, which is permanency, which is unmanifested in many ways, and that reality is there. In Buddhism, they call Shunyavada. In Vedantic school of thought, it is Atma Yoga, Atma Jnana. This Atma Jnana is required. That is what Sri Krishna gives pravachana, or he teaches Arjuna in the field of battle. This is very important for the society in many ways. If you are a spiritual seeker, this is a guiding book. If you are a medicant, it is one of the guiding book on yoga, samkhyas, dhyana, and it's a basic preliminary preparation, and it is essence of thought of Vedantic philosophy of life, view of its nature of existence, and what is the permanent solution to the temporary problems. There are temporary solutions. There is a realistic end for that. What you need to do, what is the ultimate solution for that? That is what is given in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita intends the readers to move towards maintaining a balanced equilibrium in mental equilibrium in thoughts, not get too drenched in the vagaries, or what you call the happiness and sorrow and dualities of life. Life itself is full of dualities, and it is temporary, ongoing in nature. So, need not be very much engulfed in that. Rather, have an equilibrium mind and take it as it comes, and be practical. That is what it teaches in a basic sense. In a more philosophical and spiritual sense, it says about unmanifestation is your part. You are the part of real part. You are the unit of unmanifestation. Your gross self tend to wither away or is bound to change. This is the conclusion of Gita, and what it implies to modern society, how we can use it, we may discuss in the next episode. So until then, just my pranams to Lord Krishna, the Yogeshwara, and once again I want to reiterate this mantra: Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, Tatra Shri Vijayam Bhuti, Dhruva Nithir Matirma.